that saved a wretch like me. You're here, I'm pleased, I really feel your company. Your style, your smile, your pace mentality. Lord, have mercy on me. I was blind, now I can see what a king's supposed to be.
Excuse me, miss. I was in the waiting room when you gave your testimony. And what I realized is that we have an enemy in common. While you were being called to the office again, I was being put out the only home I've ever known. While you were shaking with anxiety and fear over something no one ever wants to hear, I was shaking in dread. Because we all know what happens to little girls that have no home and no one to claim them. I think our souls passed each other by. See, my soul left me a long time ago in a dingy motel room, ripped away by brutal force. It fled, unable to find its way back home.
Historical people, who would you want in your seat and why?
Wow. I guess because I'm different. You know, I'm not really starstruck. And so it would be hard to really pinpoint anybody in particular. First person that just came to my mind, you know, I mean, if I had an opportunity to cut Denzel, you know, I would.
That's a good one.
I'd do that.
That would be a dope conversation.
Exactly.
How important is diversity in your work, considering you grew up in a bilingual, bicultural home?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important. I think at this point, just in society, there's just so much diversity, you know, whether it be in language, whether it be in your upbringing, whether it be, you know, in whatever that is. And so I think growing up in, you know, a bilingual household as well as really a bicultural, despite the fact that, you know, my parents are you know, both of Hispanic descent, but growing up in two different cultures of, you know, very traditional values in the home and very different, and sometimes similar values, right, outside of the home, but in different ways, right?
Yeah.
He tests those whom he loves. I pray he continues to love me till my death. I pray he continues testing me and testing me and testing me until I have no questions left. Until I can ingest knowledge and choke on lies and spit out truth with every breath. But you see, until love for what he loves and hate for what he hates is the only thing that's left within my chest. I know that I will constantly fight to love what's right because I was created with a heart that sits slightly to the left. But I'm okay with that. Because I always knew and always know that he knows exactly what is best. You see, he knew that it would only be a matter of time before I would open my eyes and finally realize that I needed to look deep down inside and pull out the divide so that my heart and my mind would collide and learn to work together.
That saved a wretch like me. You're here, I'm pleased, I really feel your company. Your style, your smile, your pace mentality. Lord, have mercy on me. I was blind, now I can see what a king's supposed to be.
Excuse me, miss. I was in the waiting room when you gave your testimony. And what I realized is that we have an enemy in common. While you were being called to the office again, I was being put out the only home I've ever known. While you were shaking with anxiety and fear over something no one ever wants to hear, I was shaking in dread. Because we all know what happens to little girls that have no home and no one to claim them. I think our souls passed each other by. See, my soul left me a long time ago in a dingy motel room, ripped away by brutal force. It fled, unable to find its way back home.
Historical people, who would you want in your seat and why?
Wow. I guess because I'm different. You know, I'm not really starstruck. And so it would be hard to really pinpoint anybody in particular. First person that just came to my mind, you know, I mean, if I had an opportunity to cut Denzel, you know, I would.
That's a good one.
I'd do that.
That would be a dope conversation.
Exactly.
How important is diversity in your work, considering you grew up in a bilingual, bicultural home?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important. I think at this point, just in society, there's just so much diversity. You know, whether it be in language, whether it be in your upbringing, whether it be, you know, in whatever that is. And so I think growing up in, you know, a bilingual household as well as really a bicultural, despite the fact that, you know, my parents are you know, both of Hispanic descent, but growing up in two different cultures of, you know, very traditional values in the home and very different, and sometimes similar values, right, outside of the home, but in different ways, right?
Yeah.
And so,
He tests those whom he loves. I pray he continues to love me till my death. I pray he continues testing me and testing me and testing me until I have no questions left. Until I can ingest knowledge and choke on lies and spit out truth with every breath. But you see, until love for what he loves and hate for what he hates is the only thing that's left within my chest. I know that I will constantly fight to love what's right because I was created with a heart that sits slightly to the left. But I'm okay with that. Because I always knew and always know that he knows exactly what is best. You see, he knew that it would only be a matter of time before I would open my eyes and finally realize that I needed to look deep down inside and pull out the divide so that my heart and my mind would collide and learn to work together.
The speaker up there, and I know when to come in early. What's going on? What's going on, Forest Hill Everman family, online community? This is Ordinary Conversations with Extraordinary People. I am your host, Mr. Willie Beeman. As we continue in our Black History Month series, we have another special, amazing guest for you guys on today. Let me introduce her. Well, she is the founder of C.O.R.E, Coalition of Retired Employees, also the founder of A.C.E, Association for City Employees. I am TERRELL alumni, the one and only black female to become the City of Fort Worth Water Services Manager, former Fort Worth ISD educator, mother of 2 children, born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas, online community. Y'all give a warm welcome to Miss Minnie Hodge. What's going on, Miss Minnie?
Oh, not much.
Everything good?
Yeah, right.
How your week been going?
Oh, it's been going. You left out Amazing Grace.
Yes, I did.
Let's put Amazing Grace in there.
Yes,
You know, that's something that's dear to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm studying the word.
Yes. I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, okay. That's what I want you to make sure. Make sure everybody, we include that with all these other things that we talk about.
Right.
Okay.
You're right, Ms. Minnie.
Okay. But no, things are going well.
That's good. That's good. I guess take a moment to share with our online audience your childhood growing up in the city of Fort Worth.
What?
Your childhood growing up in the city of Fort Worth.
Well, I came up on the west side, Fort Worth. Not talking about Como. When you say west side, people think you're talking about Como.
Right.
West side was from west of 8th Avenue all the way across the Forest Park down to where the Water Field Operations Department.
I know what it is.
Okay, that was the west side. Up there by All Saints Hospital. Okay, that was Leslie Courts. That's the west side.
All right.
The west side, when I was coming up, police didn't come to the west side. Fire department didn't come to the west side. Had to go to the hospital. James Flake from Baker's Funeral Home would come and pick you up to take you to the hospital. That's where I came from. And like I say, when I went to field operations, I didn't even know that was there.
Right.
Okay, we came up there. And so that's what I did. That's how I came up. I came up to school. And everybody knows I'm tough, right? You know that. You know
I can
that.
see.
You know I'm tough, okay. But I came up here from Houston. I was in Houston with my aunt till the 3rd grade. I came back up here. And I would go and we walked from the west side to school, to Gwen School, passing Parker and all the other schools, but we had to go there. And these girls would hit me with rocks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at the Blair, yeah. They would hit me with rocks walking down Rosedale. And when I say Rosedale, when I'm talking about 8th Avenue, you know where the surgery center, the eye surgery center is on Rosedale? Okay. I had that. That was a cafe and liquor store. That was Minnie Lou's cafe. Okay.
Wow.
But coming up,
Yeah.
it was a barbershop and this stuff. And across where that fire station is, there was a, what you call this thing where you had to go under? Okay. That was there. So these girls would hit me with rocks all the way. Because I came up here from Houston. I wasn't wearing this stuff that they were wearing from the west side. I had my berets and all this kind of stuff. They didn't like that.
Yeah, okay. I see.
So all the way to school, all the way I went to school, they hit me with rocks. I said, whoever do it better not do it no more. All the way to school, all the way home. Whoever did it better not do it no more. All the way to school, every day. Don't laugh. Every day they did this. Finally, one day, underpass, that's where the fire station is. There was an underpass. You went there, and Reverend Ranger's church was there. You went across the street, and there we were at home. But I'd run from there when I get to the underpass. I didn't let them see me running. I run. And this one day I ran up around there, and this big hand hit me. The biggest hand I've ever seen in my life. And I looked up at my sister. Where you going? Home. Where are you running? I got to use the bathroom. Irma Jean told me that these 2 girls had been hitting you and you were running. Yeah, I got to go use the bathroom. You going to whip them or you going to whip me? And to this day, I still don't feel like I've seen a hand that big.
Wow.
The next day, they didn't hit me anymore. Oh, no. So then, that was the west side. So that's where I came up. That was Fort Worth. And like I say, the thing, I kind of made my mind up back there then what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be. Then my sister started walking me to school. And there was a bank on Rosedale and Hemp Hill. And I saw these ladies in there, and I'll never forget, they had on purple and gray outfits. So I told my sister, when I get big, that's what I want to do. So I wanted to dress up.
Yeah.
I wanted to dress up.
Yeah, I like it.
I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be a teacher. And what is 4 things I was going to do? Well, I did all 4 of them.
Wow.
I did all 4 of them. And that was because my dad wanted me to know that anything that I wanted to do, I could do it.
Yeah.
He never changed. I mean, if somebody wanted to do something, you want to do that. And so that was my coming up.
Wow. How was your relationship with your parents?
Oh, my dad. I'm my dad's baby. My brother was the youngest, but I was his baby. Okay. My mama, my baby, brother. Okay. Okay, because he was her baby. But no, it was great. I mean, they separated when I was 4, I think. But they were never separate from us, with us.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of
Whatever
sense.
mama said, what did your mama say? Whatever. And so in all my life, they were there. And I think they divorced, when I was in 10th, 11th grade. But they were friends. They loved each other, but they couldn't be married to each other. So it was good. And, I mean, I guess I wish they'd been together there, but it was good the way it was.
The way it was.
She never said one bad thing about him. He never said one bad thing about her.
Wow.
It was what she said or what he said,
Wow.
So I understand all that, and yeah.
Wow.
But it was good for me.
Yeah. That's great. The fact that they can still have the ability to co-parent and still raise their kids, at the same time. So that's amazing. For you, how did your community or neighborhood shape your childhood experiences? I guess people that you grew up with.
Yeah. Well, when I saw things, I guess I was always, like my mom did day work. My dad was a construction worker. So the finances were not great, okay? So, but what it made me know is that I can do better, that I want to be different.
Yes, yes.
And so, and I was telling you, like before, this one lady always talks about my hands and how it looks like I've never done any hard work. I worked from the time I was 15 to the day I retired.
Wow.
I never was out of work. Worked after school, weekends, other kids that, go do this, because I knew that what I wanted, my mom couldn't pay for it. My dad, they did what they could, but I worked. And when I got ready to retire, the guys worked. She's not going to retire, you're not going to. I was supposed to left on the 31st of March. On the 7th of March, I went down to field operation, put my keys, my beeper, and all that stuff on the list. And
not
never,
the beeper.
And never,
I
you
remember
know
that.
how long ago that was?
Man.
Well, coming this March, 31st, I would have been retired 27 years.
Wow.
And I'm more busy now than I was then. I've always been involved. And what a lot of people didn't know is they would ask, they did a little newsletter in one of these jobs and wanted to know what would people be surprised if they knew about me. And my thing was that they would be surprised to know I like my alone time. I'm always into something, but I still like my time for me.
Wow. And I guess following up that, what do you normally do in your alone time? What are some of the things that you do as far as self-care to make sure that Miss Minnie is okay?
Well, I exercise. I'm doing line dancing.
Okay. I like line dancing.
I like line dancing. I love to dance.
Me too.
I never drank and I've never smoked in my entire life.
Wow.
Like I said, I had a cafe and a liquor store while I was working at the bottom city. Okay. But I love to dance. And so I dance. I do that. I like to gamble. Yeah. I mean, you asked me now. This is live, right? So I'm have to tell the truth, right?
Hey, be you,
Anybody
Miss
know
Minnie.
me? I love to gamble. I love to win. I win quite a bit. Some people get jealous because in this room they get jealous because I win. But I like to do that, and I like people.
I can see that.
Like last Saturday, I went to 2 hospitals in a rehab place. Okay. Well, I'm an ordained deaconess. I've been a deaconess now 58 years. I've been a deaconess. Okay.
Long time.
And so deaconess does not mean just being in the church.
I agree.
It's outside the church and doing what you can do for the community.
I totally agree.
And so what he said, is when you feed me, feed them, you're feeding me. Okay. And so I live by that concept. Now, I will give you basically anything I have if you need it, if you want it. But don't take nothing from me. Don't try to take nothing from me. I don't borrow and I don't loan. If you don't have it when we go in the gamble, don't ask me. I'm not coming. I'm not coming. And when I get broke, I'm not borrowing from you because I got to pay it back. But I love to do things, and like I say, I go to the community center. I'm going to Highland Hills. My daughter's at Worth Heights, and I go to Worth Heights. I teach Bible study at Worth Heights every Thursday. I've been doing that for like 15 years up there. And when it started, all these years until the last 4 years, I've been the only teacher. Now I have trained 4 teachers up there.
That's amazing.
And with my amazing grace, when we started that the week after the pandemic started. And that was because we couldn't go to church, couldn't hear Sunday school.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And so Doris, one of my students who had been in my church, told me, we can still have Sunday school. How are we going to have Sunday school? Can't get outside. We'll set it up on a computer. Well, I'm technologically illiterate, okay? I can do emails. That's why I have Rita and Mike. See, because of those things. But she set it up. And we started that week. And we are still going. That's amazing grace.
Wow.
We're still going.
That's powerful.
And when I started, I was the only teacher. Now I got 7 teachers. So I moderate, okay?
Wow.
But we do that, and when we committed to doing it, we say we would do it as long as we wanted to do it. And we didn't stop anybody from church, even today. We start at 9 on Sunday morning, and we get out at 10. So you have time to go on to your church, and I can just walk right around the corner to mine, okay? But this is what we do. And we had an event this past year celebrating, wouldn't it be 5 years in April that we've been doing this.
Wow.
And most of the people, we have people in Alabama, Louisiana, Washington, and Maryland, as well as locals.
Wow.
And
it's
so,
been growing.
Yeah,
it's been growing.
And some of us have been there the whole while. We've had some come in. In fact, we had a lady come in Sunday that we gave a card out to somewhere, and they got it, and they came on Sunday. So people are coming. We're not trying to stop the church, or we're not trying to stop the Sunday school. But if on Sunday morning you decide that you're not going to church or you're not going to Sunday school, tune us in. Tune us in.
You
We're
still
there.
have somewhere to go.
We have a minister. We do communion on first Sunday. We do the same things.
Wow, that's amazing.
So we do that every Sunday, and we invite everybody. Some people come on, and they will. You can see them, and others are like me. I have mine blind. Okay, and if they want to talk, they can. And if they don't have to. You don't have to say anything.
Wow.
But that's basically what I do. This guy used to do work for me, and he told me he was going to stop coming to see me because every time I come, you're going to a hospital, to a rest home, or to a funeral. And you call people to die. I say, yeah, but I'm still here. You know?
Yeah.
But that's what I do, and I feel good about it. And I've always looked out for the elderly and the children and the handicapped.
Wow.
So if you want to get on my bad side, you mess with them, and you don't really want to get on my bad side.
I don't think I want to.
This is not a good place to be. And so that's basically what I do, where I can help, because we came up. My mom taught us, and everybody who knows me know I love to cook. And there's nobody gonna go hungry around me. Okay, I don't care what it is.
I love some home cooking.
Listen, I just cooked pineapple cake the other day, but I just, and like I say, she's doing day work, right? But you didn't let anybody be hungry. If you had a sandwich and someone came, you give them half a sandwich.
Your sandwich, yeah.
Sandwich. And so that was, she instilled that in my sister and me both. And my brother, we do the same thing, cook and feed. And they don't care, you don't have to pay me nothing. No, somebody asked about this cake for me, and they think I cook great cakes. They just do it because they're free. And they tell me that because they don't have to pay for them. But I don't do it to sell or anything like that. It's just that I have it, you welcome to it. And guys at the city, people at the city that were working there, you didn't have to worry. Every holiday or whatever, they're going to come by. And they wouldn't call. You just come out and see what you cook, man. And I love to do that. And, I have been rewarded from some people at the city for some of the good things I did, it comes back to you.
Yeah.
You know, if you do right by people, somewhere down the line, somebody's going to do right by you.
Yeah, I totally agree with
I've
that.
had stuff done that I would have had to pay for, but you know, doing good.
Hey, that's
doing
good. Yeah,
but that to me is what it's about. It should be about. And you know, we talk about this race thing. You know, black, brown, orange, purple, green doesn't make a difference to me. It's who you are. And when we look at all these races, there's only one race, and that's the human race. We have to understand that it doesn't matter. It should not matter to us. And this is where this DEI and all this stuff's coming in. It should not matter. If you need me and I can help you, that's my duty.
That's my duty.
That's my duty.
I love that.
Not that I'm elevating myself above, but that's what I'm supposed to do.
I love that.
And like I say, you look for your reward here. No, you're not going to get it here all the time. But you're going to get it. Okay.
That's good. That's good. I am Terrell, known to be the first black high school in Fort Worth, opening in 1882. For you, how would you describe your high school years attending I am Terrell?
That was the most, I don't care about college, I don't care about anything else. That was the most informative place to be. I am Terrell. And with that, Black History Month, to me, I don't celebrate it.
How come? You got it. What's the reason?
28th, the shortest month of the year. See, I'm always selfish like that. Okay, you don't give me the shortest. But on top of that, my thing to I am Terrell, to me, integration was the worst thing that happened to black people. And that sounds bad, you know, because of that, but it's not. And like I said, that's why I wanted to be a teacher. And I was a good teacher. I really was. I've been a teacher all my life, basically. I've always taught with others in school and not. But with going to school, I am Terrell. I told you a few minutes ago when I was sitting here with my legs crossed, okay? And I asked that question about, could you see me with my legs crossed? That was one of the things we taught at I am Terrell. It wasn't just about reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Right.
It was how to be young ladies and young men.
Wow. And
how we were to dress and how we were to correct ourselves, you know, when we saw something out of line or what have you.
I like that.
Anybody who went to I am Terrell way back there, I'm not going to say how far back, but, but way back there, if you say Fleecy, Stevens, everybody knew Fleecy. Fleecy was English, Miss Stevens, English. I mean, you had a young lady teaching English, but you need to pull your dress down, you know, these kinds of things.
Yeah.
Like these boys walk around these pants. But see, you can do that, I am Terrell. But Sunday was the first time I ever heard anybody talk about using trigonometry. Have you ever used trigonometry? Have you ever used trigonometry?
No.
I'd never heard anybody use trigonometry. It kept me off the world. I never could do it. But at church Sunday, this guy who did trigonometry, and they awarded him, you know, this time. So the first time I heard it. But Fleecy was English. I mean, just you know, okay. On Tuesday and Thursday, after school, Fleecy stayed with me to help me with my algebra and trigonometry.
Wow.
She's English. But this is what it was. They wanted you to succeed. And when we integrated, okay, well, the athletes got over here to those schools and stuff. They got stuff that they needed, okay.
Right.
But that's what it was about. But at I am Terrell, you come in there and you have your, no, you do this. But it, like I say, reading and writing and arithmetic, to me, basically, that's still all you need.
Yeah,
that's all you need. I don't care about all this other stuff, because other stuff you learn as you get there, if you need it. But you do that, and then once you do that, you take the other thing. Your feelings were important to them. They wanted to know. And I told you my mom did day work, right? Mm-hmm. I'm being prim and proper. This is before I get to I am Cheryl. I'm over to Gwen. And they had to fill this form out. And I said, what did she was a homemaker or something like that. And the teachers thought. I mean, they could look at me and tell me she was working somewhere you're not able. I didn't know the difference, but I'm trying to use these words. I don't know.
Right, right.
But over there, I am Terrell. You had to learn these things. You had to learn all that, and we learned then that you had to do better. And even I had to ride the bus from I am Terrell to West Side because I couldn't walk from East Side to West Side.
Yeah, of course.
So I had to ride the bus. But Miss Stevens would stay with me, and then about 5:10, she said, "Okay, Minnie Hunt." See, I was Minnie Hunt. Most people, you'll say Minnie, or you say, no, I was Minnie Hunt, like it's one word. Okay, it's time for you to go and get on that bus. And you be sure you get there and you sit there and you don't talk to anybody,
Yeah.
Like you're a parent. They were parenting you because, and this is why I wanted to be a teacher, okay? Because they were telling you things that you could do or that you should do or how to do them and still be a young lady or young man. You had to do that. You had to be a young lady, young man. No, you're not going to walk down the hall making all these noise and doing all this stuff. You're supposed to be in class. You don't get in class. And this talk about talking back and all. You got knocked out. And then when you got home, what was going to happen to you? You're going to get it all over again.
Yeah.
See, because they don't know. They're going to let your parents know. And then when you get home, don't say Miss So-and-so. Nuh-uh. What did you do?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's the question.
And then if you say, well, I guess they're lying. You better not say yes. You just better not take it. See, but all that came with I Am Terrell. And like I say,
amazing.
when other schools come up, and I'm always teasing, somebody over there say from Dunbar, oh, yeah, we let y'all come on. Kirkpatrick, yeah, you came on, because we were first.
Wow.
And we had to do it, and we had to live up, you had a reputation.
Yes,
And I was upset when we let it get closed down. And then because, we didn't do what we need to do, which we're doing right now. We still don't do what we need to do to keep what we have. But that was a great experience, even though I was doing VOE. Okay, so like my last year, I was going to work. I had to leave at 11:30 and go to work. I was working 2 jobs downtown.
Wow.
So I worked for, like I say, from the time I was 15 until the day I retired. And March 31st was April 1st was my official day. Target was on Hewlin then, and I got up that morning like 8:30, and I called my husband. He was still working, and he said, "Well, you trying to set up at Target?" He said, "Target." I said, "They haven't opened yet." That was the first time I was ever able to be someplace other than at work on work day, because I'd always had to be at work. And
right.
so I enjoyed it, and that's what I'm doing now. I still enjoy my retirement.
Wow. Yeah, you had to work at a very young age.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Like I tell people, it didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
My kids worked. They both worked in school. And my daughter, she was born with disability. She worked 9 years. She's collecting her Social Security. Okay? See, and like I had to go to Everman, have to go off on a teacher because I came home from work and she was crying because teacher wouldn't let her do the monkey bars. And I took off work. You don't get paid if you don't work, okay?
Yeah.
But I took off and went up that school, Everman, and told the lady I wanted to know why well, I was afraid she would hurt herself. Did the other kids get up there? Yes. Well, why? Well, I don't teach her can't. If she wants to do it, you let her do it.
Let her do it, yeah.
And then you don't do it. Well, I have 99 other children. I said, well, that's 99 other mamas have to worry about that. I'm talking about this one right here.
This one right here. I love that.
And she said, well, don't worry about it. She won't be back. Well, she's in this district. Okay. I left there and I went right on, come home, right down Oak Grove, stopped my godmother. So I'm going to use your name, your address. Michelle started Rosamond the next day.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. See, but we were taught to fight for what we believe.
What you believe, yes.
And people don't understand. You don't have to physically fight, mentally. See, this is where we talk. You get it in your head, get it in your mind, what it is that you're trying to do or what you want to accomplish. And this is what I told all the people that worked with me. She's going around the corner now. But you see, and this is... and like I say, I don't know how much time you got to go here, but
oh no, we good, Miss Minnie. I got the engineer. He
don't run nothing.
Oh, geez.
He's just here. I just let him work here. That's all.
Oh my God.
Since she's gone away now, I don't want she won't hear me. I want her to hear me. He's the engineer. See, I taught taught them what I had been taught
Yeah.
and
Pass
how
it
to
down.
get to a job and work on the job. Don't expect something for what you've not done. See, we go to these jobs and we think that when we get in there, you know, I've got this degree or I've got this title or I got this. That's not what it's about. It's about doing what it is you're called to do. If the job requires a certain thing, then that's what you're supposed to do. And so that's what I taught my children, and that's right to this day. And they know I will knock them out. Neither one of them, they can tell you. I bet you I never whipped either one of them 3-4 times at the most in their lives. In their lives. But like you say, you're sitting up there messing up, and I'm sitting up here in church in the choir, and you're sitting there, I'll come out of that choir. And when I get through talking to you, like some people say, I don't curse. But when I get through talking to you, you thought I cussed you out. Because I let you know exactly what I mean
What
and
you
how I
mean,
mean it.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And the people that
Firm.
worked, like I say, like I hate that Rita's not there because she's my main student. But this one right here, Michael, your director. You know, your director here. See, I'm crossing my legs now like I'm supposed to, because Felicie and Miss Hazel Harvey Peace will tell you, you cross your feet at the ankle. So if anybody's looking, they see mine not that way because it's not comfortable. I never go with the rules. But Michael, okay, see, Michael's at this library. And he's been here, 6 years now, right? He is so smart. Sometimes he outsmarts himself. So my goal was to make him understand you can get a degree, you can get the knowledge, but you got to use this. You got to apply what it is. Right now, today, and he's not going to tell you, but he's still looking for something to do. Now, he just won an award. I got to find it again. See, Micah, I can't find it.
Which one? The Library of the Year? Librarian of the Year?
Yeah, the Library of the Year. Well, see, he won that this year, okay?
Right.
And he won it last year for this library. Now, I went to church right across the street down there, almost 17 years. I didn't even know the library was
I heard that from a lot of people, Miss Minnie, when I started it last year.
I didn't even notice the library was up here. And I passed right by because I even went to that Seventh-day Adventist church up there sometime and just be going this way. I never paid it no attention until he got here.
Right.
And he was so unsure about himself because he has a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
But then we had to sit down and talk about what your goal is going to be.
Yes.
Where you want to go and how you want to get there. And you don't get there by going and staying on a job a year and going and getting another job. And at the city of Fort Worth, when I was there, we were encouraged to apply for other positions within the city. You know, you move up and you go there. But folks don't want to see you doing that now. You know, you come in here, you're going to stay in here. Well, this is what he thought he was going to do. So we had a come to Jesus meeting, you know, and this was decided. You're going to stay 3 years at least, someplace.
Yeah.
And he worked at the library. He's been to the library 7 years, right? But still he was looking ahead. Now you can look ahead, but you got to get there. You know,
I love
you
that.
take steps to get there, okay?
Day by
So
day.
he's here now 6 years, making good money. In charge of stuff. Getting to go to take more training and learn.
Right.
So eventually, I don't know where he's going to stop, but I don't care now. He did what he was supposed to do. He did what he was supposed to do to get to there. So now I'm kind of leaving him alone. So,
Right.
Well, sometimes I leave him alone. But he gets, trying to get out of hand, and I have to bring him back. And then there's my other person here. And it's strange that they're here together, right? I wonder how that happened. Because they both, but the other one, Miss Rita, she was like me, the VOE student. She was working for me. Not for me, because I always told them, you don't work for me, you work with me. Okay,
I love
you
that.
don't work with me.
I love that.
We work as a team. Okay.
Yes.
And so she was really good at school, and so she came over there, and then I saw in her what she didn't see in herself. Okay, but so we created a position for her. God, I could be in jail because what I put on that paper stuff. I mean, nobody could get the job without opening it
Right.
up. And you see, this is what happens on jobs. I don't care what your degrees or whatever it is. If it's somebody else I want in that job, I'll find a way to get them in it. You know? And I would tell the people for the city of Fort Worth especially, my requirements, my daughter can tell you, everybody can tell you, Rita can tell you, come to work, be on time, do your job. Whether you like me or not, I don't care. But you going to do that work. Because what I'd also tell them, I've never been fired from a job.
Wow.
And I'm not going to get fired because of you. Because of you and me. I'm not going to get fired. I'm going to do, and you're going to do what you're going to do.
Wow.
So when Rita got there, I guess I had just got promoted. I was probably clerk 3 or something. I don't know what I was. But anyway, I was able to hire and fire. Okay. And so anyway, she got there and she learned. And I keep saying this, and I hate to say it because it's insulting to me. But when I left, Rita could do everything I could do and more.
And more. Yeah.
And more.
Yeah.
Because I encouraged her. You see, a lot of people are afraid. I've never been afraid of my job. Whatever I'm doing, I'm going to do the best. You know, because I'm not going to let you outdo me. I learned a lot from the people that I was working with.
Yeah.
Because they would think they were putting stuff off of me. You know, they go showing me, and I had this job I'm doing theirs too. They thought they were getting over. I was learning their job. I got to be over them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow.
So with Rita, that was the way she learned everything. And I was over 4 divisions. I had administration, warehouse, training, and dispatch. So I had supervisors in all those
departments. Yes,
and so
ma'am.
Rita was over administration.
Right.
And the good old boys hated her more than they did me. Because I came from personnel, because it was horrible. It was horrible. It was so racist. Okay. And you could be in my office and one of the others come in, you stand up. Yes, sir. What do you mean? Yes, sir. You older than he is. You know, this kind of stuff was going on.
Wow.
And so the rules, I had gone through the training. So they had to report to me then. The good old, the ones had been in charge.
Right.
Then they had to report to me. And so Rita was next to me. She's on administration. So if I'm not there, she's in charge.
Right.
And the superintendents had to check mostly on their people. They'd have to come, you know, if they're off, they got to call back. I never had to call back. If I'm gone on vacation, wherever I'm gone or whatever, I never had to come back. I never had to worry. Each person who was in supervision knew what their jobs were.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
they did them, whether you're there or not. See, and to me, nobody wants to give it to you, but that's good management.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
If you got to come and ask me everything that you need to, I don't need you. Okay, but that's good management. That's what they would do. They would add, they whatever it is, and they come over there, Rita. No, first thing, Miss Minnie not gonna get me. And so she did her job, and she did it well. And I didn't know that was her behind me, but she did it well. And she would, what she would do is to be sure. She learned all those other supervisors. She learned all their jobs.
Wow.
And I didn't have to ask her. I didn't have to say, Rita, Renee's going to be off today or whatever. She'd see who's there and whatever's needed, and she'd go and learn it. That's why I say, so she learned more than me.
Yeah, wow.
And she should have had my job. That's what I trained her for, to take my job. But then there was some of this mix-up, like I say, who's in charge, going to be in charge. And so this person wanted this other person who did not work out well, but that's who they did. But she should have been, and I take pride in that, because neither one of these had to listen to me. You know, they could have just gone on. I'd have knocked them out, but they could have done that. And they've learned. And so back to Michael, board meeting time over here. Whatever that Monday was, we have board meeting. So we have to go over his board meeting at my house. We have to, stuff he go on. Now, he's intelligent. He got those degrees and stuff. I went to see him graduate both all the time, okay? But we do simple stuff like that.
Right.
And I was really still active. I don't do all that stuff anymore. I turn over to Rita. But we were at my house and he was doing stuff. I said, what you need is a Rita. You remember that? I said, what you need is a Rita. And I said, that's who you need is Rita. And then he said, yeah, he said I had been telling him about her all the time. I don't want her to get the big head, you see what I'm saying? But he said I've been telling him about her all the time. And so I gave him her number, his number, whichever one. I said, that's what you need to do is talk. But I didn't tell him to hire her or
Right.
her to go there.
Right.
But I know what he needed, and I know he needed somebody who was going to be strong like him.
I love that.
And,
Yeah.
and when you're working, you might be weak in some area, and the other person can be strong in that area.
Yes.
That don't mean that they're better than you or you're better than them. It's
agree.
been working together. That's why I say work with. If we work together, then we can get things done.
I love that.
And this is the thing about my jobs and my training. But so I'm very proud of both of them. Don't tell them that.
No, it's funny because I coming into the library last year in March, man. I can definitely see that from Mike and Rita, their work ethic, how they do things, their creativity, their mindset. So, yeah, I can see you. You poured a lot into them.
yeah.
They've been pushing me too, but
Well, see, they know what to do.
Yeah,
See, they know
yeah.
what to do. They know how to handle it. And if you
Yeah.
don't, I tell you, call me. I'll take care of it. But no, I'm really proud of them. I'm as proud as any parent could be.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know what they're gonna do, and I know they're gonna do the best that they can, and this is all I want for them,
Yeah.
and this is all I want for this young America. And when I say young, I'm talking 50 years is young now to me. Okay, but people of that age, I mean, there's so much going on now
Yeah.
that we're trying to get done, and I just hope that we will. The younger people will just carry on.
Yeah.
And that was like this is past election and stuff. That was our thing about, I was very adamant that you are going to vote.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had so much trouble with these folks, but I'm not worried. 2026 is going to be different.
I receive it, Miss Minnie.
It's going to be different.
I
Because
receive it.
all these people that did not listen, it's going to be okay. They're going to be the ones going to vote. I can stay at home because they're going to vote. They're going to vote now because all this stuff is going to hit. All this stuff's going to hit. And this is what, like I say, the I am Terrell thing. This is what it is. You plan for tomorrow. You plan for the future. And look
I love
at
that.
it. And I'm this one young man, I'll tell you that I talked to about the voting, and he was a Trumper. And I asked him first question, are you a felon? What you mean, Miss Minnie? You been in jail, in the pen, something? No, man, why you ask me that? I said, because the person you're going to vote for is a convicted felon. And you're going to be able to vote, but you still can't. So, and this is me talking to you, if you've been there. I knew he hadn't been. That's why I asked him. I knew he had not been. And I said, because you know what? The people still will not be, I mean, they're in there for marijuana and all this kind of stuff. They won't be able to vote, but you're going to have a felon. Well, he didn't vote for him. So he told me later on, Miss Minnie, I didn't vote. I said, well, that's okay, but you did what you were supposed to do. And I asked him the question, had he ever had to sit on the back of a bus? No, ma'am. Did you ever have to go around to the back to get something? No, ma'am. It's because your parents did it. See, and this is where we're running short. They don't realize the advantages that you've had because of that. And so you want to understand that you need to make sure that this doesn't happen for your children and your children's children. This is what it's about. So it won't be a problem this time coming up. They're going to vote. They're going to vote. We're going to get this thing straight. I might not be here, but I probably got 20 more years here. But if I don't make it that long, it'll be okay.
My phone? Oh, I have a question. So going back to
People going to be calling me.
Mike and Rita, are you proud of their growth and how far they've come in regards to you investing in them?
Extremely proud. Extremely proud. Like I say, it's like I did it. You know what I'm saying? If they're doing it, it's like I did it myself. Because that's what I wanted for them.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, gotcha. So I guess they were saying, how do we find your Sunday school class in regards to your ministry?
Okay.
How can people tune in?
Amazing Grace, and I got a card. Rita, it's a card up there in my purse. It's Amazing Grace, and we have an app. It's a JITSI, JITSI, Meet app. And you can go to that, and then we have a number, and I'll give you the number that you can call. And it has a PIN number, but it's better to come on the app because it goes directly to that. And we 9 to 10 on Sunday morning.
Okay.
And you just come in and just sign in.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, want me to call out the number?
Yeah.
The number is 515-647-1431, and the pin is 1998-154628 #. Do I need to repeat that, engineer? We good? Oh, repeat it again? Okay, that call number is 1-512-647-1431. The PIN number is 1998-154628 #. All right,
That's
good.
Amazing Grace. Turn it over.
Mhm.
Give them that.
Amazing Grace Sunday School class and Bible study. Join us at Jitsi. That's JITSI Meet. And I believe yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my number's on there.
Yes, Miss Minnie Hodge, the moderator. Her number is 817-307-9359. Want me to share your email?
Mm-hmm. If they want to get in, that'll be enough, because if they want to get in, they can call my number if they don't get if it doesn't.
If it doesn't.
Connect.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. I guess saying in that vein, what was the driving force and you wanted to start the Amazing Grace Ministries?
Well, because I've always been a teacher. And I started teaching Bible Sunday school when I was 16.
Wow, that's young.
And I was teaching the 16-year-old, my pastor at that time. We didn't have a teacher. Girl, you can teach that class. You
like
can
my
teach
mama
that class.
saying
That's
that.
what I'm saying, girl. And so I came up with, if the pastor said you could do it, you did it. And I've been teaching the whole time. In fact, I was teaching over here. This is where this at. I've taught since I was 16, Sunday school. And so the lady that talked me into doing this was one of my students over here. She didn't belong to our church. She belonged to another church, but she was joining my Sunday school class. And she didn't want to let the Sunday school go. So she's the one that asked me, told me that we could still have Sunday school. And I was, no, we can't, because we can't come outdoors. And so she's the one, and she set up this line, and this Amazing Grace line, we're the only one on it. We can go on 24/7. I mean,
Wow.
if you have a problem, and we did do some stuff about some issues people were having, and we were going to get this group to work on that. But what we needed was somebody who's going to be able to phone it and this type of stuff, so
Right.
we didn't do that. But what we do is, if something's coming up and we want to talk, I can call you, you can call me, you got that number. So you can call 24/7. Like if I talk to you today and you say, well, we need to talk with 3 or 4 people about something. Okay, so you sign on, I come on as a moderator and open up,
Right.
okay?
I
And
love
then,
that.
then we can all meet and talk, and we can see face to face, or we can just talk that way. But it's nobody on it but us, so we don't have to worry about somebody else barging in or what have you.
Wow.
So that's what I say, see, this was God's plan. This was not my plan. This
Wow.
was God's plan. So he made it possible for us to do this and to have people come on. Now, we had this one lady who died like 2 months ago. She was in California. And we never, like I say, we've never seen each other except,
on the virtual.
and she died. So they had her services. They streamed it so we could take part in it. Well, this past Sunday, her mother called. Her mother's 102.
Wow.
She's 102. Her name is Miss Juanita Thompson. She's in California. I forgot to leave that. But she's 102. Her daughter was like 77 that died.
Wow.
And she called in Sunday. First time we talked to her in a while. And so she wanted prayer for us. So this is what we do. So anybody, like say, any problems, any concerns, or any issues or whatever, if we can help, then we will do that.
Yeah.
And so this is how it happened. It wasn't my plan. I get credit, I
Right.
get credit. But like I say, at the time, I was the only teacher too.
At the
But I
time,
got,
yeah.
But
You say you
now
developed
I got
seven
seven now,
teachers,
so I
yeah.
just moderate unless somebody's not there. And then I'm working with them now so that they will, if it's your Sunday and you're not there, you can pick it up. Like I say,
Yes,
what I teach,
yeah.
what I teaches, whether it's your Sunday or not, you study every lesson. This is what I always do. And like I say, so if you don't come on, and nobody else wants to do it, I'm going to teach it because I do them anyway. I even to teach it. But I have great teachers.
That's great.
I mean, I have great teachers, so they make you really understand the lesson. I have some, and I'm sitting there thinking, where'd you get that from? But they research and do it. And I have this one young lady. She's a truck driver. She's in South mostly, Mississippi, Alabama,
those states.
and there. And she's there. Well, she should probably be on there maybe, but she gets her lesson, and she bugged me this morning, wanting to know what her lesson is. She won't even teach this next month because we have so many now she's wanting to know what her lesson's gonna be. That's the next month. Okay.
Wow.
And so there's some good people. There's some good people. I wouldn't have. We're much better than most churches. I mean, we are really, we're more sincere about what we're doing.
Yes.
And it's not about me being him or Reverend Stovall, who's a minister. It's not about that. It's everybody's taking responsibility for what their job is and how they're to do it. So I've been blessed to be blessed with people who understand and who can work together. We work together. We do very well together.
Wow.
And lifted up the name. And so anybody, please come on and listen to us. You might want to teach. There are no qualifications. I mean, you don't have to have a degree or anything. You just come on, like I say, and as a truck driver. Okay?
Wow.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Uh-huh. But it's all good.
Wow. Knowing that you are a former FWISD educator, did that come from your high school experience, or was that a field that you always wanted to get into?
It was one of my 4 things. It was one of my 4 things.
Okay, I mean, we talked about that earlier.
So it was one of my 4 things I was going to do. And I really hate, this one was a teacher too. Michael, he was a teacher too.
He told me, he shared some stories with me.
He'd tell you about it. I had to work every day for him. Coming home to Fort Worth, I'd be on the phone with him. I'd talk all the way from there. But he just didn't give himself a chance. That's what I tell you. He gives you something and just go, okay. Quit the people. Didn't let him know for the 2 weeks before school started. Okay, I was very upset with him. He didn't notify them like he should have. But he was like children. He said that, well, ain't it these kids, And okay, I had to get on. So anyway, he did not give them the notice that he should have. Goes ahead and quit. And then tell them, Teacher of the Year. Teacher of the Year. And he'd already quit. And they sent him the thing, showing him his Teacher of the Year.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that embarrassing? I was so embarrassed. But no, it's something. Teaching is something that you really have to really want to be.
Yeah.
You really want to have to be.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I know you worked in education, but I've heard.
You really have to be. I mean, when I started, I was subbing back there, okay? And you go to these classes, and I could see something that the kids needed, and I'm just there, like this teacher's out of them subbing, and see, and they're there, and they don't see them. So to me, like now, and I pray that it gets better, but a lot of teachers are about the check. It's not about the children.
Wow.
And that bothers me. And I hate that I couldn't go back. I had to have heart surgery. So my doctor, that's why I had to stop. But I still think I should have gone back after I got up anyway. But he told me one time when I had this heart surgery, you could be at that door and I'm over here and you would see my heart beating. And I went from 87 to 93 or something like that to get that procedure. He'd been trying to give me a pacemaker. I'm not having a pacemaker. So we went on. That's why I say God has been good to me. God has been good to me. Okay. And it went on and on and on. And finally he went to Vienna and he came back with this procedure the doctor did. And right to this day, I don't take heart medication. I don't have anything and didn't have surgery.
That's amazing.
Went through growing up to my heart and had the laser, it had one of the muscles in my heart had worn out, and the other was working double.
So working as hard.
But I didn't have any pain or anything like that, but I could have died in a minute. My oxygen wasn't getting to my brain. I'd be talking crazy stuff. I still didn't know.
Wow.
But here I am.
Here you are, Miss Minnie.
Here I am, and just as fine and healthy. Okay.
Yes, you are.
So, but yeah, the A's and grades, please stay in touch.
Yes, yes, y'all heard her. Please,
please stay in touch. Because somebody somewhere don't go to church every Sunday.
I agree.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, somebody need to worry somewhere.
Yep, yep.
In your opinion, Miss Minnie, what are some of the biggest challenges facing the education system today? What would you say? Some of the biggest
teachers not caring. Money. And they're not getting paid what they should. No way.
Yeah, I heard that a lot too.
Not getting paid nearly what they should be. But again, this is a job description that you know it's about teaching, and you know it's about bringing out. And until they make some change, I don't know what change is going to be, because he's going to cut out all the teaching after a while anyway. Close up all the schools. But if the schools...
Oh my goodness!
As long as we have schools and teachers, they're gonna have to give up something. And you know, like Michael, his wife's a teacher. They know. But really, you have to really want to teach. You have to really want to teach. I don't care how good you are, how smart you are. If you don't really want to teach and you don't really want to help these students, and when I'm saying children, because you have teachers up high, they call themselves professors, but they're still teachers. But so you have to be willing to work with those people to get the best out of them. Now, the thing about it is, and I'll tell you how smart I am. You know, I know I'm smart, so y'all have to tell. But I think I was in the 6th grade, and my teacher, Mr. Wilson, would say, Minnie Hunt, and ask me a question. And I answer it. Well, later on, he said, Minnie Hunt, something else to ask. Well, he was doing that because I would freak out when it came to test. I get nervous.
Yeah, me too. I was like that too.
I mean, I can know stuff, but I get nervous.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So to me, that's what a teacher should be. A teacher should be watching you enough to know what it is you need to get what it is, where you're trying to go.
I like that.
And see, if you don't do that, you're not going to do that. Well, he did that with me. And all through school, after anything, when it comes to, say, tests, even when I would work for the city, you had to take the clerical test. And I think you had to make, 65? I think 65. 65 on the clerical test. You know how much I made? 66. Ooh, 66. Okay. And I did that because I had remembered that when you take the test, answer everything. You know, whether you put something by it. I didn't know that. I better put something by it. And when I got to the math, when I looked at this test, and I got through, everybody else was still writing. So I thought, well, that's something I'm not doing here. Well, I looked at the math, and I wasn't going to do it anyway because I know I wasn't going to do well. So, but then I went back and I checked off, and I made 66. And that's the only reason I got in. And then I was in personnel. And in there, the tests at that time were being made up at the city. Okay, Don Ellis was in personnel. I was in personnel. See, I was in municipal court, and then I went to personnel, and then I went to water. Okay, but when I looked at this stuff, and they were talking about tests, and I told them about how nervous I would get with the test, well, they started. Every test that they made up, they made me come and take it. Every test,
wow.
you know, just engineering, everything. Just so I take it. And then when I got to the position there, my later position, we had to go to CCC and take this, I can't think of the name of the test, but it was a test you had to take there and there. Mm-hmm. And so I made 98 on that test, 300 questions, things that I made 98.
Wow.
See, wasn't nervous at all. Wasn't nervous at all, but I had been all my life. I mean, if it comes up, I wouldn't go and apply for something because I wasn't going to take the test.
Yeah.
But see, and this is what it is. You have to really want to help these children. You have to help them to understand what it is that they need, and then you have to take the time to see what it is because they don't know. They don't know, and the parents don't know.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what a teacher has to do.
Following that up, how did you approach dealing with student mental health or personal struggles in the classroom as far as the kids? 'Cause I know what I've heard, that charity starts at home when it comes to the parents before they even get to.
Supposed to.
Well, yeah, supposed to.
Believe it or not, most of the subbing that I did was in-house suspension. Most of the time, I was in in-house suspension.
Why?
Oh, I was the counselor over at Rosemont. I had all kinds of things, but mostly I was in in-house suspension. And at one of my main things over in McLean, it was in-house suspension. And this little girl comes in, and she's a white girl. And she was the first one to come in. And so I said, did you have anything, did they send anything for you to do? Oh, no, we just come up here. No, that's not good. I'm going to find this book over here, and I think can you read? Of course. Okay, well, you're going to read this book, and then we're going to talk about it. Well, Miss whoever, she said, whose name is on here today, this week? This is who's going to tell you what you're going to do. So you're going to read this, and then we're going to discuss it. So then later on, the girl comes in. Her name was Shamika. Now, I don't have to tell you who she was, okay? This little girl came in there, man. She had a shape like everything. She had these jeans on, and I'm trying to figure, how did that girl put those jeans on and not a wrinkle? I didn't know about stretch jeans. But she was going, so she goes over there, and she sits down and starts talking to the little girl. And she said, sister, don't play that. I heard her when she said that. Sister, don't play that. And I'm sitting there like, professional and everything. And so they were trying to, I asked her the same thing. No, we just come up here. I said, well, okay, we're going to do this, and then after we're going to do this. So then later on, this young man comes in, and the teacher brought him in, the vice principal. She's a little Mexican, about this tall. And this boy was tall. She had him with his arm right here. Go over there and find you a seat. Well, I'm already mad now. Okay, you're going to bring him in here. And so he went over there, and you could just say like the steam coming from him. He went over there, he sat by the window. I was glad he was sitting over there, away from them. Because when I'd ask them questions, the girls, they didn't have the answer. He'd answer. He would answer. I said, look, he knows the answers better than y'all. So then he just started talking. He didn't have a book or anything. And so the little white girl had said, I told you they racist over here. And so anyway, the bottom line is this boy was brought in there, sent in there for the rest of the week because he said one of the teachers, he was in line, and one of the teachers said that he had threatened to hit somebody. And he said he did not do it, and other people told him he didn't. Well, he still had to come up there for in-house suspension. And so the little white girl said, see, because they racist. The little white girl kept saying this, and they said they didn't like her, the two of them girls, because they were mixed, But anyway, the boy started talking, and he said, the reason they do this to me is because I'm in a group home. And this is the way they treat me. Then my psychology came out, explaining you're a black boy, you're going to be a black man, and you're going to deal with these things. And what you do is get it in here. No matter what they tell you, how they do it, you get it here. And then they can't take that away from you. So we went on like that. And I, to this day, wonder what happened to that young man. Because he was in a group home like us. But at least you had a home.
Wow. I love that. Miss Minnie, as we put a wrap on the show, I want you to take a moment to share with our viewers and listeners the backstory of creating C.O.R.E and the ACE nonprofit organization.
Okay. ACE was first. I was still working then, and it was for active as well as retirees. The city of Fort Worth had two organizations, fire and police. So the rest of us had nothing, no back support. So I go to the city manager and ask him about forming this group.
Right.
He said, well, Minnie, you already in management. What do you, I said, it's not me. It's those below me that don't have any place to go or what to do. So, like I say, not against fire, police, or whatever, but we're workers too. And what I would tell Betsy Price, and when I have a meeting with them, when your sewer backs up, who are you going to call? Fire, police. And when your water main break, you're going to call police or fire. Now you're going to call these people, so to give them the credit for what was needed.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that's why we formed it. And when we formed that, fire, police was the highest group, and then our ACE became the next, and then fire. Because everybody could join ACE, at this type of stuff. And it's for the help for the employees. And it's still in existence. I formed that in 1989.
Wow.
And
I was born.
That's what I'm saying. I was, and we meet on Monday. Anybody interested, we're interested. We still meet on the third Monday of each month at Highland Hills Community Center. ACE does. And I'm back over there with it. But I left after I retired. I formed C.O.R.E. That's Coalition of Retired Employees. See, I always look out for me. See, I'm going to look out for me, but I got to look out for you too.
Right.
And so that's what C.O.R.E is about. C.O.R.E is about the benefits of things that we have now. And we had a call meeting with C.O.R.E last month because of the insurance type things that we take care of. So it's about seeing about what's needed and what we can do about it and to be accepted. And like I said, I went back to ACE because they had gotten scared to meet because they thought they would be fired. So I had to go to the council about this with them. And they still don't get the support they need. They don't have nothing that we had because our retirement was based on us we gave up raises 3 times.
Wow.
So we could get what we wanted in the C.O.R.E, in the retirement packet. And so what we did, like right now, we pay 5%. I can have 3 cancer surgeries. I'm just going to pay 5%. Okay. But the one now, they don't have any benefits. They don't get any help. It's like, so we're working now to try to get them reestablished. So I went back over there because of the fact, well, we had president's thing over there, but it didn't. That was the reason for doing that, is so that we could take care of ourselves.
Yes.
And so, you don't work and retire and then you'll have it. At the point, there was a point that some of the retirees right now, to this day, are below the poverty level.
Wow.
Because it's what they were making way back then.
Yeah.
And so so we're working on that now to try to see if we can get something done about that.
Wow. Wow. Well, this is great, Miss Minnie. You laid it out on the line. Is there anything else you would like to share with our online community? Any last words? Any closing remarks?
Not really. But then they're looking at me like I'm supposed to say something. Okay. But I do want you, the online members, to listen and think about this library, because it is a help to this community.
Yes, it is.
You come through here and you come down Saturdays, coming down Forest Hill, you can't get up the street. I mean, this place is so full. And what I do like about this group that we have here, okay, they have worked enough that they have so many activities here.
Yes,
you can see something going on all the time, and something is always planned. That's the only reason I'm here today, because I told them over and over I was not coming. Okay,
we had to get you here, Ms. Minnie.
Yeah, but this is the reason, because I can't expect them to keep going and doing, and then I don't show up. Okay, because if I don't show up, they might not do it. But I want people to understand how hard they work and what all they're doing and what they go through, because some people still not very nice, okay? But I think that they're going to do great things. And like I say, they won this award. I want them to win it again.
Yes, 2 years in a row.
And so I'm making sure that Rita's going to go and try to get her some more degrees or something. I'm not through with her yet. Okay, see, Michael could talk to her about it, but I don't ask. Okay, so she's gonna do that so we can grow. Because I want her to, I want, I want them both to be there. And that's the thing I've taught them, is not to be jealous of each other. They're very jealous. They're very, you know.
You think so?
Yeah. You see when I come in here, they both look. See, they. So, but through it all, they're gonna do a great job.
Yeah, I believe they're doing great.
And my ACE and C.O.R.E, I'm not worried about C.O.R.E because we got like 200 people in there right now.
Wow.
But the ACE, I need people to thank these people that they see out there. You see a truck sitting here and a guy sitting in it, and somebody would call. I know because they would call me. This truck has been sitting here 15 minutes, not knowing the person is waiting for material or something. Instead of doing that, go out and good morning. Just realize that when your water's off and your streets mess up and the phone's not ringing, those are the people that you need to be thanking.
Wow.
And that's why we have ACE, and now we have Friends of ACE. It was retirees before, but there were people who saw what we were trying to do, and so we changed it so we could have friends who do not have to work for the city of Fort Worth, but you live in the city of Fort Worth, so you're getting help from those people. So you can join as well. Okay.
I'm born and raised in Fort Worth.
But so you need to come join ACE. And Rita and ACE and Michael. Michael is the treasurer because I have to stay close to him with the money. Okay.
All right, y'all. That is the show for today. This is Ordinary Conversations with Extraordinary People. We've had an extraordinary guest on today. Y'all stay tuned next Wednesday at 12 p.m. as we close out our Black History Month series with Ms. Charlotte Hogan Price. We see y'all next week. Peace.
Y'all get me over here and get to talking. And